Install them on this truck. So this is the truck at nighttime without the DBA rock lights. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Justin Hawksmith YouTube channel. Here we have my 20-inch lifted F250 6.0 Power Stroke. We've got a 12-piece DB automotive rock light set. They have 24 LED chips per pod, which is equal to 8 Amazon LED rock lights. So absolutely bright. You'll see that here in just a second. These things are ridiculously bright. So no more putting 3 rock lights in each fender well. This is going to be a super simple, easy install. Whenever you order the 12-piece rock light set, it already comes with the wire splitters, all of your connections, everything. It comes with everything that you'll need. You literally just run it to the battery. It's got a switch. Comes with everything, all of your wire extensions. The whole kit is plug and play. So I'm not going to make this video very vehicle specific because I don't know what y'all are going to be putting these rock lights on, but if you have a truck and it's going to have fender liners in the front, probably 100%, unless you have like some wide body fenders or something, but we're going to be mounting 1 rock light in the fender, and then we're going to be mounting 1, 2, 3 rock lights right through here. So 1 right here, 1 right here, and 1 right here. Then we're going to be putting 1 in the back fender well. Then we're going to be putting 1 under here where the spare tire used to be. So you will have to relocate that one to get this same look if you want to keep your spare tire. Or you could put it on your spare tire, I don't know, put it somewhere in the vicinity. Every single vehicle will be different. Next up, coming back to the front, we're going to be putting 1 right here in the center behind the front bumper, and that will vary on each vehicle, but you'll get the idea. You'll get to see the brackets that we make and all of that. So let's go ahead and get into this install video. First thing you want to do, open up all of your rock lights, set them out. I'm going to go ahead and take off all of these little ties, lay them all on the ground, and run the wire lengthwise on the ground. Okay guys, so I've got all 12 rock lights laid out on the floor. Each rock light has 15 feet of wire. So at the end of each rock light, it looks like this. It's a plug and play waterproof connector. And each one of those plug and play waterproof connectors, you can put extensions on. For every 4 rock lights that you buy, you get 2 5-foot extensions. So each one of these extensions is 5 feet. So for example, it's going to go rock light. Down here, you would put your extension. Your extension is going to screw onto that. It's got a threaded waterproof connector. That is going to go from the extension to your splitter harness, and then all 12 of your rock lights are going to go into these splitters. So you see these splitters have 4 ports, pretty much 4 wires into your switch harness, and that is all one piece right here. And if you ever wanted to do 16, you could order another 4-piece kit, and that's going to plug in right there. So then it goes into the splitter. That splits plug and play directly into your harness right here for your switch. You've got a positive that you run to the battery. You've got a ground that you ground to the body or the battery, whatever you want to do. You run your switch inside the firewall. There you go, done. So complete plug and play kit. Guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started on installing these rock lights. So I've had rock lights on this truck literally like 5 or 6 different times. Just trying to find the best brand out there, and DB Automotive is literally the best brand that I've came across. I've ran their RGBW rock lights, I've ran their wheel lights, and all in all, it's just been the best products that I've came across, and all of their kits are plug and play like I said. I'm going to be doing 1 rock light in each fender well because that's all that's needed with this kit, because literally like I said, one of these rock lights is 8 Amazon rock lights because these have 24 little LED chips in each one. So we're going to be doing right here in the dead center up in the fender well, and there's 2 options for you to do this. So pretty much these up here in the front, you're going to be running the wires through that fender liner and up into the engine bay where your harness will be. So you've got 2 options. You can either take this fender liner out, and they do send supplied nuts and bolts, so you can put the bolt, drill 2 holes just by using the rock light. Put the rock light there, of course drill 1 hole the size of this fitting, run that wire through and bolt the rock light to the actual fender liner. Okay, if you know what is above your fender liner, you can actually just use these self-tapping screws, which I'll show you here in just a second. And to me, yes, self-tappers have kind of a bad name when it comes to, you know, trucks, especially a truck this nice. But for these cheap plastic fender liners, I can literally pick up a brand new set for like 35, 40 bucks for the front. So it's not like it's going to hurt anything, and I know exactly what's above this because I've literally put rock lights on this truck like 3 or 4 different times, and I put a new fender liner set in each time. So for the time being, I'm just going to use those self-tapping screws because, in my opinion, with these HD buckets, pulling this fender liner out and putting the 2 nuts and bolts, and I've never had a rock light fall out. Now, if you have the carpet fender liners, I would highly recommend using some washers and the supplied nuts and bolts to install this rock light in the fender liner. But if you have these plastic ones, I use the bigger self-tapping screws, and they fit through the rock lights perfect, and they've always held the rock lights. I've never had a rock light fall out. Okay guys, so here is the DB Automotive rock light. These are the self-tapping screws that I was talking about. Just for your plastic fender liners in the front and on the body, which I'll show you, I made some brackets. So the only rock lights that I'll actually use these on is the ones in the middle where I made the custom brackets, and then the one under here in the front where I made a custom bracket, and I'll show you that, of course. But I don't know, in my opinion, that looks clean. I just like the head on the self-tapping screw bolt a little bit better. I think that it looks cleaner than the black, but of course that's personal preference and your call. And if your fender liners aren't that hard to get out, then I would recommend just going ahead and drilling 2 holes and using these with the supplied nuts. So you will get 2 bolts and 2 nuts for each individual rock light with this kit. So it honestly comes with everything that you need to install. Okay guys, so here we are in the front fender liner. I've drilled 1 hole right here that we're going to run the wire through and catch that from the top, and then right here are the 2 holes from the self-tapping screws. Just going to thread those up in there. Just want to take that back off and show you. So we're just going to go ahead and mount that rock light up, and then that's pretty much how that's going to be. I'm only going to show you all one side of the truck, and then of course I'll show you what all of the rock lights look like on. But as far as installing the rock lights, I'm only going to show you one side of the truck just so I don't waste your all's time, because both sides are the same. Okay guys, so moving on to the back. Right here we are right in the middle of the truck, right in the middle of the cradle. And you have 2 options for this. You can put rock lights on the frame, like on the bottom of the frame, and use some bolts and nuts or self-tapping screws. But instead what I done was I drilled a hole right here in this cab mount and ran a bolt right through the cab mount on the frame, like the welded part on the frame. And these holes are the exact distance apart as the rock light. So I'm going to use the supplied rock light bolts that came with the rock lights, and just set the rock light right there, run the wire of course through the back and up over the frame, and all of the wires are going to be in one solid loom, which I'll show you all that later on in the video. But that's how I'm going to mount this one right here, because my amp step is kind of blocking it if you mount it up onto the cab of the truck. So I'm not going to do that on this one. So pretty much we're just going to mount that rock light up on there, use the supplied hardware that comes with the rock lights, and the middle ones are done on both sides. So this is going to be on the front of the cab. We've got 2 holes right here that I've drilled, and you can actually reach those from the top. I'm going to use the supplied hardware on those as well. Back here on the back, we're actually, right here is one of the bed supports. We are going to use the self-tapping screws and just mount it right there directly to the bed support and run the wire up the frame rail that way towards the front of the truck. And that wire will get met by a wire coming out of the fender liner right here, which we will have to remove and drill the holes and bolt those to the fender liner itself. Last but not least, I know the lighting isn't the best, but right here on your frame support where your spare tire used to be, I always just put a rock light right here, and it shines directly down here onto the axle and lights up everything right around here really, really good. So I'm just going to set the rock light right there, run the supplied hardware right up through it, put the bolt and nut on there, and then that rock light will be done. Run the wire all the way to the right side, passenger side of the vehicle, and straight up the frame rail, because it will all be in a loom. Like I said, I will show you all that at the end of the video. So on these F250 liners in particular, you can actually just pull it down and drill the hole, put the screws and all that stuff on. by just pulling this down. You don't actually have to remove it all the way, so it's just one push pin and then like one little bolt. But of course, like I said, trying to keep this not vehicle specific, but that's just a tip because a lot of my followers and subscribers are F250 owners. So if you even have the rear fender liners, that makes it a little bit easier because you don't have to pull the whole liners out, because these things can be a pain. So now I'm going to go ahead and run these wires along the frame rail and show you how that's going to go, and then I'm going to show you the loom that I'm going to put all the wires in to make it look super clean and fancy. And anyway, let's get back to this little time lapse. Going to go ahead and install the other side as well, run all the wires, and show that all to you as I do that. Alright guys, so now what I done on this was I just took some aluminum stock, I think it's 1 inch wide, or maybe 1.5, I can't remember, and I just bolted it right there with those bolts, and then bent it and drilled the 2 holes, mounted it to the rock light first, and then bolted that up there, and just ran the wire along with this fog light wiring harness. So I'm just going to run that really clean with the fog light wiring harness. And it's going to go through that side and right over to here. So there's that one. So that gives us one right here in the center. And then we've got the one wire, the one rock light right here. And that wire goes up to the fender liner, down through here, up with the headlight harness, and around to right here. And then this one right here is just bolted to there, like I said. And we've got the one right here in the middle, which is bolted to that bracket that I made. Then we've got a rock light right here on the bed support, and a rock light up here in the fender liner. Moving on to the back, we've got one rock light right there, if my camera would focus, where the spare tire used to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount up all the rock lights on the other side. And the way that I'm gonna wire this is I have enough extensions. I bought the extra ones, so if you want to do it really, really clean, buy a couple extra extensions from DB Automotive. So all of the ones on the other side, I'm gonna run up that side of the truck, and then the spare tire one I'm gonna run up with this passenger side of the truck, and then everything will be ran together, zip tied together every so often. And then I've got some Velcro split loom, which I'll show you that here in just a second. On what exactly it's going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these ran, so then in this video I can show you all. I don't really have time to completely finish it in this video, but I'll be able to show you all exactly what you need to know, and exactly enough to where you can do this at home very, very clean. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wire all this up. Okay guys, so we've got every single one of the rock lights ran to the passenger side corner of the truck. And we have a lot of excess wire, so don't worry about running out of wire, and you've got the extensions if you do, but we've got these just kind of laying over the fender right now. So we've got all 12 rock lights to right here. So what I'm going to be doing is, I don't know if you can see this very well, but this loom right here, I already done it to one of my cords. I got rid of the plastic piece that always breaks. So what I'm going to be doing is all of these wires that are coming across right here, this whole big bundle of wires, it's already in the protective coating. You could just put zip ties across through here and zip tie it up like that, and it would be fine. But if you see this woven material right here, this is Velcro. So on the back side of this, it actually has Velcro, and you can buy it by the roll. And I will be putting this this split loom right here in the description box down below. This stuff has Velcro. The stuff that I'm going to be using does not have Velcro. I cannot find this Velcro stuff anymore. So the other stuff just literally just slips on, and I'll show you that here in just a little bit. So pretty much every single one of these wires is going to be going inside of a loom just like this. And right here as well. So all of our wires up to probably about right here will be in a loom, and then I'm gonna build a box, like an aluminum box or a steel box, and powder coat it, and it's gonna pretty much mount right here, because I have plenty of room right here to put a little box, and then I'll just put like a simple mechanism on it to where I can put all of the excess wire in that box and just set the box here, or maybe build a little bracket or something for it. And that's gonna clean up all of this excess wire. So all of this excess wire I'll then just fold after I get the splitters and everything hooked up, and I'll just fold it all up and put all of the excess wire, once it's all folded up and zip tied, just put it in that box and just set the box right here. So it'll be super clean. It'll have one set of wires going in on this side, one set of wires going in on this side. And I'll make an update video, so make sure to click that subscribe button down below, and that'll be a separate video here on the channel, building that box and hiding all these wires just to make it look a lot nicer in the engine bay. Because you want it to look a little bit nicer in the engine bay than how it's gonna look. It's gonna look like a nest of wires for the first couple of weeks until I have time to build that box. But that'll be an update video, and I'm gonna go get some of that loom. I have a little bit of it left that I'm gonna show you, but I'm gonna go ahead and use these splitters right here. So these are just like everything else, just completely plug and play, and they twist together. And then this plugs into your switch. On your switch wire, you've got one red wire. Put you a loop connector, a little D loop or whatever on the end of that. Hook it to your battery. Same thing to your ground. You can ground it to your battery or to the body like I'm gonna do, just using a factory ground. I had 3 extensions left over, so yeah. I'm gonna get all this hooked up, and then I'll show you what they look like turned on, and I'll show you kind of the mess of wires, so you can kind of be planning for that on how to zip tie that up and build you a little box or somewhere to put that in. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff wired up, run that wire through the firewall for the switch, get the switch mounted underneath the dash because I don't like switches, so I just like to hide it cleanly underneath the dash. One day we may put the upfitter switches in this truck. It doesn't have the upfitter switches, or I would wire them to that. But you can wire this stuff to any switch. Once you get to right here, this is just going to be a red and a black wire, so you could wire that to any switch that you wanted to. He just supplies this switch and this harness. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wire all this stuff up, and then we'll show you what it looks like on. But pretty much what I was going to show you is all of your wires, just keep them together like this. And you're going to run these and then get it all tight like that, and just put it in that loom just like I showed you. And in the video where we do the box, I'm going to go over this, so just make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below, so you'll get to see this once it's all cleaned up. But you're just going to put it in that wire loom and just zip tie up out of the way, just making it look as factory as possible. So like right here, once this is in loom, I'll probably zip tie these 2 looms together. So every foot or so I'll probably zip tie those 2 looms together, and this just goes in behind that body mount and up through the fender well. So again, I'll run that loom up through there, and it'll just look so much better once that loom is on there, guys. It's not going to just be all these random wires. So before we go check out these rock lights, I just wanted to show you what this loom looks like. It's really stretchy, and it's just pretty much a Velcro split loom. The split loom that I'm going to be linking down below doesn't have this Velcro. It actually ends up working a lot better if you don't have this Velcro. But you could probably look online for the Velcro one if you want the Velcro one. But what I'll be using is literally this exact stuff. It forms into a circle, except it doesn't have the Velcro. And we'll just be putting all of the wiring in this mesh loom. So it looks super factory, and it looks really awesome. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and head out of here and check out these rock lights at nighttime. Absolutely crazy bright, guys. It's crazy. Holy crap. So pretty much lights up everything underneath, like literally everything underneath. And there's a couple shadows here and there. I'm gonna be adding more rock lights to the truck. So if you see any shadows, don't pay any attention to them. This is just 12 rock lights, guys. I mean, most people put 12 rock lights in just their fender wells. So to get 12 rock lights and be able to light up a truck of this size, you got to think a 20-inch lift. Those rock lights are literally 4 and 5 feet off the ground. So for them to be throwing light like they are, gosh, dude, they are ridiculously bright. DB Auto Light definitely killed it, dude. DBA lighting, absolutely insanely bright rock lights. But with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. Don't forget, click that subscribe button down below. Check out some of my other videos. We just now done a review video on a supercharged F150, and we also done a review video on a 16-inch lifted F250 Platinum, and it was on some 28x16s. So make sure you go check out my page, check out some of the other videos, check out the channel. Don't forget, follow on Instagram at JustinHawksMITH, same as my YouTube channel. Also, always remember, everybody starts out as a nobody. That's going to be all for today's video, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace. And I'm probably going to wait to do the wire loom and clean up all the wiring because we're going to be running more rock lights. So I'm definitely going to get those ordered. So stay tuned for part 2 of this video. We're going to put some more rock lights on the truck. But these are by far the brightest rock lights that I've ever came across. They actually do sponsor the truck here, so if y'all want to order a set of these rock lights, and I've tried these rock lights before I was sponsored, guys, so I know this is technically a sponsored video, but honestly, these rock lights are super awesome. My buddy Scott is gonna get a set. My buddy Logan already bought a set. My buddy Colby's gonna get a set. Everybody that's bought these lights has loved them, guys. Like, they have an awesome warranty, awesome lights, super bright. They have wheel lights as well if you're interested in wheel lights. But you can use code HAWK10, HAWK10, and you can get 10% off of your entire order. So we're definitely going to be ordering some more of these rock lights and adding even more. I know for sure that we're going to do 4 more and then just put those in spots that I feel, you know, would help spread the light. Because this truck, you know, being at a 20-inch lift is way far off the ground. So in the fender wells, I'm not going to add any more. 1 in each fender well is plenty to me. The coilovers are lit up awesome. It lights up the axle. It lights up the leaf springs awesome. The fender wells are good. I'm only going to add more rock lights to the actual body, like underneath the truck, lighting up the ground and lighting up the suspension. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be part 2. But like I said, go to dbautolight.com, www.dbautolight.com. Check out a set of these rock lights and get you a set ordered. Like I said, use code HAWK10 at checkout and save 10% off of your entire order. And also give them a follow on Instagram. Huge shout out to Dallas for always hooking it up and taking care of me. Ever since I bought my first set of wheel lights off of him and done a video of the wheel lights, it's been awesome working with such a honest company and a company that has such good products. So I really recommend DB Auto Light, guys. Hit them up, follow them on Instagram, like their page on Facebook, and of course check out their website if you want to place your order.